Searching for gold in the 21st century is an expensive operation. Undaunted by their earlier loss, Odyssey Marine plunges ahead on another wreck. It's a treasure ship 3 miles down off the coast of Ireland, a wreck that meets the stringent criteria laid down by Odyssey's Mark Gordon.
The shipwreck has to be worth at least $50 million for us to go ahead and invest in the project, because it's very expensive.
After making a deal with the UK to split the proceeds, Odyssey is pulling up tons of precious metal from a merchant steamer called the Gersoppa. On the 17th of February, 1941, the Gersoppa is carrying a cargo of silver bullion to fill a desperate coin shortage in wartime England. En route from India, she is attached to convoy SL-65. Running low on fuel, the ship slows down to 5 knots and leaves the safety of the convoy. She is hoping to make a run to Ireland's Galway Bay, 300 miles to the south. The Gersoppa is spotted by a German Focke-Wulf patrol plane. He radios her location to U-101. Commanded by Ernst Mergensen, the U-boat finds the Gersoppa. He fires a single torpedo, which blows a hole in her starboard side. She sinks in 20 minutes. Only the captain survives.
There were a lot of valuable cargoes moving during wartime. Ships carrying gold and silver because they had to pay for munitions, pay for supplies, pay the troops.
One of the best-kept secrets of the Second World War was the role played by the gold of England. In 1940, England now stands alone. The War Cabinet meets in this London bunker with the knowledge that France is in the hands of the Nazis and America is remaining steadfastly neutral. With the Nazi invasion that could come at any time, Churchill issues a secret order. To keep it out of Hitler's hands, all of England's gold must be dispatched across the North Atlantic to refuge in Canada. Historian Duncan McDowell.
Britain wants gold not only in its own pocket in England, but it wants it stored offshore in case, worst case scenario, Hitler comes across the channel. Churchill and the government has to leave and they have to run a government in exile. They want money to do that.
Tied to the London docks sits HMS Belfast. It's a sister ship to the cruiser Emerald, selected for the dangerous task of transporting England's fortune. In the early summer of 1940, the first shipment is loaded aboard the Emerald. The gold is crated in small boxes, 2,229 of them, with a market value today of $9.9 billion.
The British realized it might look like their government was panicking, was preparing for the absolute worst outcome. So the British keep it very hush-hush.
The operation codename chosen is deceptively simple: Operation Fish. On the 23rd of June, 1940, the Emerald puts out to sea. Destination: Halifax, Nova Scotia. British coastal waters are especially dangerous. The Emerald is given a heavy escort for the first stage of the voyage. Then the cruiser is hit by a savage North Atlantic storm. It almost capsizes. On the 1st of July, 1940, the solitary warship carrying the secret cargo docks safely in Halifax. The small crates of gold, labeled simply Fish, are unloaded under military guard and put aboard a secret train bound for Montreal and Ottawa. In Ottawa, the gold is stored in the vaults of the Bank of Canada. In Montreal, the precious cargo is put in the vaults of the Sun Life Building, then the biggest building in the Commonwealth. There would be many similar voyages, but for the duration of the war, not a word leaks out. Meanwhile, from Holland in the west to Romania in the east, Hitler is filling his war chest with 600 tons of